All right, for your journal, we are on page 9. All right, and your prompt is next year, I hope to learn. All right, so you're going to have to write down what you're hoping to learn when you are in first grade next September. All right, and the other piece of work that I'd like you to work on today is finding the different sums. All right, this is quite a big page of math facts, but you can do it. We are getting first grade ready. All right, so those are your 2 pieces of paperwork today. All right, right now we are going to dive into some Junie B. Jones. So we need to find out what is going on for chapter 6, Sparkle. I run into my house, very thrilled. Mother, Mother! I found friends for Noodle. I found Buzzy the Swatted Fly, plus also I found 3 ants and a cheese puff. Mother looked at the friends. Oh my, she said kind of soft. I know it, Mother. I know it is oh my. Noodle will love these guys. I know he will. After that, I quick took the jar to my pages are stuck. To my room, and I put it on my bed, and I waited for Noodle to meet his friends. I waited the whole entire afternoon, only Noodle never came out. At dinner time, I walked to the kitchen very slumping. Noodle is still hiding, I said. Plus the ants ate the cheese puff, and Buzzy the Swatted Fly bit the dust. Mother lifted me into my chair. She put stew on my plate. Yeah, only how can I even eat stew? 'Cause I'm depressed, I tell you. Just then, someone opened the front door. It was my Grandma Helen Miller. She was bringing the ice chest back. And guess what? There was a giant fish in that thing. My eyes popped out of my head. Grandma Miller, that fish is almost as big as me, I said, really thrilled. Grandma Miller looked proud of herself. It's called a largemouth bass, she said. He's a beaut, isn't he? He is, Grandma. He's a beaut. Look at how shiny his skin is. Let's name him Sparkle. Want to, huh, Grandma? Want to name him Sparkle? Grandma Miller laughed. Name him whatever you want, sweetie. We've got 3 more in the truck just like him. Come on, everybody. Come see them. That's how come Mother and Daddy went out to the truck. Only not me. Because I wanted to stay with Sparkle, that's why. I waved at that guy in the ice water. Hello, Sparkle. How are you today? I said. I'm fine. Are you fine too? I patted his head. Want to swim, Sparkle? Huh? Want to swim in the freezy water? After that, I got down on my knees and I swimmed him all around. I wish you were my fish, Sparkle. If you were my fish, I would take you to school for show and tell, and you would be the star of the show. Just then, I got goosebumps on my skin, because that was the bestest idea I ever heard of. Sparkle, hey Sparkle, maybe you can come to pet day with me, because you are way better than my pet jar. After that, I lifted that big guy out of the water. Only too bad for me, because Sparkle fell on the floor. Oh dear, I said, you are a chubby one, Sparkle. And so how will I ever get you to school? That's what I'd like to know. Just then, I saw Tickle's dog leash. It was hanging over the chair. I danced all around the kitchen. A leash, Sparkle, a leash is the answer to our problem. After that, I quick grabbed the leash, and I put it over Sparkle's head. And I pulled him around the floor. He slided easy as pie. Just then, the back door opened. Junie B. Jones, what in the world do you think you're doing? It was Mother. She was back from the truck, apparently. I think I'm sliding Sparkle, I said, kind of nervous. We are practicing for pet day. Mother shook her head really fast. Oh, no. No way, Missy. You are not taking that fish to pet day, she said. Yes, Mother. Yes way. I have to. I have to take Sparkle. I love this slippery guy. Please, Mother, please, please. Mother did some deep breathing. Then she sat down next to me and she made her voice not yell. Okay, I want you to listen to me very closely. I know you like this fish. And I know you would like to take him to school for pet day. But pet day is for live pets, Junie B. And maybe you don't realize this, but the thing is, honey, Sparkle is dead. I nodded my head. Not a problem, I said. Mother did a frown. Not a problem? What do you mean not a problem? Of course it's a problem. You can't take a dead fish to school. I raised my eyebrows at her. How come? Is it in the rules? I asked. No, of course it's not in the rules, said Mother. I smiled. Good, then I can take him, I said. After that, Mother stared at me a really long time. Then she closed her eyes, and she put her head on the placemat. And she didn't even eat her stew. Can you just see Junie B? Oh my gosh. Now we know why that is the cover of the book. Let's keep reading. Sneaky Grandma Miller. Grandma Miller stole Sparkle. She waited till I took my bath, and she sneaked into the kitchen. She took Sparkle home with her. I runned all around in a tizzy. She stole him. Grandma Miller stole Sparkle, and nobody even stopped that woman. Mother said to quiet my voice. Your grandmother did not steal Sparkle, Junie B. She caught him at the lake. That fish was hers, remember? She picked me up and carried me to bed. You're just going to have to accept this, Junie B, she said. You cannot take a dead animal to school for pet day. End of story. After that, she kissed me goodnight on my cheek. And guess what? I did not kiss her back. On Monday morning, Grandpa Frank Miller babysitted me before school. I didn't speak to that guy, because he's married to the thief of Sparkle, that's why. I ate my breakfast very silent. Grandpa Miller looked at my pet jar on the counter. Boy, oh boy, look at those ants, would ya? They're always on the go, aren't they? He squinted his eyes at them. What's that they're carrying around on their heads? I did a frown. Then I thought very careful, because the cheese puff was already gone. And so what could they be carrying? Just then, my eyes got big and wide, because I had a bad feeling about this situation. I run to my jar speedy fast. Oh no, I hollered. Oh no, it's Buzzy the swatted fly. I quick took off the lid. Put him down. Put him down right now, and I mean it. The ants didn't obey me. That's how come I zoomed them out to the grass, and I shaked them right out of the jar. Poor Junie. Go home, ants, I hollered. You go home this very minute. The ants went home. I brushed my hands together very proud, because I saved Buzzy, that's why. After that, I reached in the grass and picked up my jar. Only something did not feel right exactly. I looked inside of it. Oh no, it was empty. All of the dirt was gone, and Noodle was gone. Noodle, I shouted. Noodle, Noodle, where are you? Where are you? Then I crawled all over in the grass, and I searched and searched and searched, but I never saw Noodle again. Chapter 8. A surprise in the freezer. I cried on my bed for a really long time. Pet Day's ruined. It's ruined. It's ruined. It's ruined. Grandpa Miller looked all over the house for pictures of Tickle. He taped some on a chalkboard and brought them to my room. Look, he said. This doesn't look too bad, does it? I raised my saggy head off the pillow. Then I looked at the pictures and I patted him really gentle. You did the best, old man, I said very soft. Grandpa Miller rolled his eyes up in the ceiling. I looked up there too, but I didn't see anything. After that, I got out of bed and I dressed myself for school. and I walked to the kitchen very slumping. Grandpa Miller made me a turkey sandwich. "What do you want to drink?" he asked. I did a sigh. "Orange juice, please," I said. Grandpa Miller opened the refrigerator. Orange juice. Orange juice. "I don't see any orange juice," he said. I went over and helped him look. We couldn't find the orange juice anywhere, not even in the freezer. Just then, my grandpa moved the frozen vegetables. And guess what? My heart almost stopped breathing, because I couldn't believe my eyeballs. Grandpa Miller! Grandpa Miller! Do you see what I see? Do ya? Huh? Do ya? Grandpa Miller looked closer. "Well, I don't see any orange juice, that's for sure." I danced all around the room. "No, Grandpa, not orange juice, a pet. I see a pet for Pet Day. See it, Grandpa? See it?" Then I clapped my hands real joyful, and I skipped to the freezer, and I grabbed it off the shelf. Oh my gosh, what do you think she grabbed? We need to find out, don't we? We cannot wait till Monday. Let's keep reading. My proudest honor. Pet Day in room 9 is very exciting. There were cages with furry animals and bowls with fish, plus also there was a snake and a hermit crab and a rooster. "The rooster's mine," said that meanie Jim I hate. He will peck your head off if I tell him to. He will peck it right off to a nub." I made a sick face, because a nub does not sound pleasant. Just then, Lucille skipped over to me. "Look, Junie B, look at my riding outfit. See my darling riding hat, and see my darling riding pants. And look, Junie B, here's a picture of my darling pony. And look at my darling riding boots. They are genuine rawhide cowhide." I smiled very admiring. "You're a beaut, Lucille," I said. Grace pulled on my arm. Junie B, come see Slicky. He's my goldfish, remember? I brought him a brand new bowl. Come see it. Just then, my teacher clapped her hands really loud together. "Boys and girls, what an exciting day we're going to have in room 9 today." We hurried up and sat. Mrs. pointed to the pet table in the back of the room. "Who would like to go first?" she asked. "Who would like to introduce us to their pet?" "Me!" I shouted. Me. Then I sprang down to my seat. But Mrs. said sit down to me, and she called on crybaby William, because that guy never springs. That's why. William went to the pet table. He pointed to the bullfrog named Wendell. "I just got him on Saturday," said William, very shy. Mrs. smiled. "Well, he certainly is handsome. He's a handsome bullfrog. Would you like to take Wendell out of his tank for us? Would you like to show the children how to hold a bullfrog?" Then William's face got whitish and sickish, and he started sweating a real lot. That's how come Mrs. had to put a wet towel on his head. And he didn't have to hold Wendell. Charlotte went next. She showed us her bunny named Slippers. She carried him all around the room. And she let us pet his head. Slippers smelled like stinky feet. After Charlotte came Pollyann Allen Puffer. He showed us his parrot named Pirate Pete. Only too bad for Pirate Pete, because he kept saying a bad word, and he wouldn't stop. And so Mrs. had to send Pirate Pete to the office. One of you has a bird, right? Isn't that you, Mason? Aren't you the one that has the bird? After that, lots of children showed pictures of their dogs and cats. Plus, Jamal Hall showed us his lizard named Gizzard. Gizzard, lizard, rhyming words. And a boy named Ham showed us his hamster named Elvis. Finally, I raised my hand real calm. "It's nice to see you being so polite, Junie B. Would you like to go next?" Mrs. asked. "Did you bring a picture of your dog?" I shook my head. "No." I said, because I didn't want to bring a picture, remember? I wanted to bring a real actual pet. Only too bad for me, because Mother said no raccoon. And then my grandma, Helen Miller, stole Sparkle. Plus also I lost my noodle. And then we couldn't find the orange juice, and so that's how come my grandpa moved the frozen vegetables. And boom, I saw a pet in there. So I put him in my backpack, and here he is now. After that, I quick unzipped my zipper pocket, and I held up my pet for everyone to see. Fish Stick, I said, really delighted. I named him Fish Stick because he's a fish stick, of course. Room 9 stared and stared. Then all of a sudden, everyone laughed at once. You goony bird, yelled that meanie Jim. Fish sticks aren't pets. Fish sticks are dinner. I felt very shrinking inside. But, fish sticks have to be pets. Right, missus? Right? Because fish sticks are fish, aren't they? And fish are pets, right? Oh my goodness, look at Junie B. Mrs. was hiding behind her hands. She peeked at me between her fingers. Yes, sure. Of course, fish are pets, she said. I felt a teeny bit better. So then fish sticks can be pets too, right? I said. Mrs. hid a little while longer. Then finally, she took a big breath and she got up from her desk. Well, let's see. Maybe we should see what the dictionary has to say about this. After that, she took out her dictionary and she looked up the word pet. She read us what it said. Pet, she said. Any tamed animal that is kept as a companion. Okay, she said. Now that we have the definition, let's see if Fish Stick fits the bill. She looked at me. Junie B, is Fish Stick tame or is he wild? Tame, I said. Fish Stick is very, very tame. He won't even peck your head into a nub. Okay, good, said Mrs. And would you say that Fish Stick is a good companion? Can you take him lots of places? And does he behave himself pretty well? Yes, I said. Fish Stick can even go more places than a dog, probably. 'Cause I can put Fish Stick right in my backpack and he doesn't say a peep. Mrs. smiled really happy. Then she walked to my table and she shook my hand. Well then, congratulations. According to the dictionary, Fish Stick is definitely a pet. After that, she took Fish Stick out of my hand and she carried him to the pet table. And guess what? She put him right next to Slicky. Grace, hey Grace, now our fishes can be friends just like us, I said, really delighted. Just then I heard a croaking noise. It came from Wendell the bullfrog, I think. Then Wendell croaked even louder. And that made Slicky the goldfish jump in his water. And that made the rooster cock-a-doodle-doo. And that made Slippers thump his loud foot. And then his cage door accidentally came open and he hopped right off the table. Oh no, yelled Room 9. Oh no. And then all of us chased Slippers all over the place and he hopped until Mrs. caught him in the trash can. It was the excitingest adventure Room 9 ever even had. And that's not even the bestest part of Pet Day. Because at the end of school, Mrs. gave out special ribbons. She gave them to all the pets. And the rooster got the screechiest. Pirate Pete got the talkiest. Slicky got the bubbliest. And Slippers got the most rascally rabbit. And Fish Stick got the most well-behaved. I did a gasp at that wonderful thing. Then I shaked Mrs. hand. Thank you, Mrs. Thank you. because this is the proudest honor I've ever imagined. Mrs. laughed. She said me and Fish Stick made her day. Then she gave me a hug, and that's called a perfect ending. All right. That is the end of Junie B Smells Something Fishy. All right. I would agree. Junie B is the world's funniest kindergartner. All right. Maybe this summer you can get some Junie B books to enjoy with your family. She is silly. All right, friends. And there are a ton of Junie B Jones books. All right. Barbara Park is the author. All right. And she even wrote first grade Junie B books too. But I'd recommend reading a lot of the kindergarten ones. All right. So kindergarten, have a fabulous fun Friday. All right. And we will see each other on Monday morning. All right. For our final Zoom. Love you. Bye, friends.